Welcome back to Just Between Us by the Chocolate Drops. Today we're talking about another marriage topic, marriage advice, and do we actually agree with them? So I'm going to read all of the marriage advice that I hear a lot of people talk about that is so popular, and then we can go through to say if we agree or disagree on those different topics. So a lot of people say never go to bed angry. Happy wife, happy life. Marriage is 50-50. Your spouse should be your best friend, and love languages solve everything. So let's take the first one. Never go to bed angry. What do you guys think?
I think that it's a beautiful concept, but if it's realistic, probably not because a lot of times you're not going to be able to resolve a problem overnight or within the before you go to bed. And so it's a nice idea, but realistically, we go to bed angry and we wake up and we still have those same feelings. So I don't think it's something that's really practical in my opinion.
What about you,
I
Keisha?
yeah, I agree that definitely for me personally, for sure, do not go to sleep while you're still in like an angry state or provoked state. Like even if the issue is not particularly like solved, like as long as y'all at least say goodnight and give each other a little peck. I'm just kidding. Even when you don't want to. I think that that's important because I've done that where we were mad at each other and I was like, I don't want to talk to you, leave me alone. But like I felt like I couldn't sleep properly. Like I felt so anxious that night
Mm-hmm.
when I tried to sleep. And then finally I was like, let's pray. Let's pray
Right.
before, and so I think that does make a difference.
And so even though like I know there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about, like you said, not leaving things or don't let the sun set.
Provoke state, yeah.
But right. But like for me, like I need it to be resolved. Like we've really talked it out. You heard my perspective, I heard your perspective. And sometimes there's no time for that. Cause like if we get in an argument and it's bedtime, that's not gonna be resolved. So, and then the one good thing I know about my husband, like he will say like, oh, let's not go to bed angry. I'm not mad at you, good night. And he'll still like give me a kiss, but I still be mad because he'll give all of his feelings out there and what he thinks. But then like then all of a sudden there's not enough time for me to give my side or to, spill out my feelings. So I'm still usually left mad. So I'll say goodnight and we'll be, cordial, but I still go to bed mad. So I like that idea, but
Yeah.
that idea doesn't really work all the
It may not
time.
show your true feelings.
Right.
You can fake it. Be like, oh, give him a kiss, give him a hug, say goodnight.
Yeah.
But in the next day, you still want to
I'm
resolve it.
still,
You still
yeah,
want to
because I'm
talk
like,
about it
we gotta get,
and
yeah,
actually process it and work through it, right? Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. True.
So happy wife, happy life. Now you know what? Whoever came up with this one, I can't really be mad at that one.
Right? That was a smart person.
Right.
And it was probably a wife.
Right?
Definitely.
I feel like
Do-
all the wives probably really agree with that statement. But
right.
the husbands are probably like, no, we need to be happy as well.
But do you think that means like the wife just always gets her way or always gets what she wants?
I don't think that's the way for a happy marriage. So
No.
maybe that could have been what was intended by the phrase, but I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that works. I don't agree that as long
Right.
as you keep her happy, that everything is going to work out because I've heard the saying, happy spouse, happy
Happy
house.
house. Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with that more
More.
because
Yeah.
both parties have to be happy. Both parties have to try their best to please one another. It can't just be one sided.
Very true.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so marriage is
agree.
50-50. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna
So,
say that I agree with what Keisha was saying, that both parties have to be happy. You have to be balanced.
yeah.
Even though ideally, I feel like sometimes when the husband is more likely to say yes to things instead of no, it can make things a little bit happier for the but At least for me, anyway, from my own personal experience, when I hear more yeses than nos, and obviously it's gonna make me happier.
Yeah.
Just saying, just putting it out there.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, there is a level of like where the woman does need a little bit more because we are the weaker vessels. So in a sense, like I think the husband should take the brunt of like the sacrifices maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
still like somewhat. So like I don't know like 50-50 or is it more like 60-40, you know? Maybe he should be the one saying no more. I mean, saying yes more than we should.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I feel like because we're more like emotional, that like we need more
Yeah,
sometimes
I think
Mhm.
than
at
they
times it
may
could be
need.
needy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, they're more simple than us.
yeah. Men are typically more simple. You know,
Mhm.
don't really need a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what about marriage being 50-50?
Oh, I kind of was talking about that, but not in like, so is that in like financial, like in all
Hmm.
forms, or is that
Yeah, because it's
just,
very general.
I don't know. I think
mm-hmm.
maybe effort in the marriage is what it's mainly talking about. Like how much effort, how much work you're putting into your marriage. Which I don't feel like it should be 50-50. I feel like both parties should be putting in 100%.
Yeah.
But I think it's more or less asking whether or not we're both parties are putting in equally, is the kind of like when people say 50-50, like are you equally working as hard and putting the same amount of effort into the marriage? And I feel
That's
like it
true
could
too.
be in all aspects, not, like you got to make time for each other. So
Mm-hmm.
romantically, financially, possibly, like all different avenues based on whatever you decide in your marriage, but both put in that equal effort.
Yeah, I definitely think it's about the equal effort. Um, and I think like sometimes I feel like I do more like sacrificing, like, okay, well, I don't need that. I'll let him have his way. Like what we were talking about the other time about eating. Like I don't ever choose the restaurant because I know he's not gonna like it. So I'm just like, well, whatever you choose, then I know I'll find something on the menu that I would like. But I would love it if he's like, you know what, we'll go to the one of those crazy restaurants you like, and I'll just try some new food, you know. But I don't ever really get that, and so it's a lot of those little things where I'm like, I'll take the brunt, I'll go without, so that he could, be happy. Sometimes even when it comes down to like what we're watching on TV, you know.
Yeah. I think the
Hmm.
bending should be both ways. Like, I feel like that's what compromise is, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah.
if only one person is doing all the compromising, then is that 50-50? It's not.
No.
Because yeah, it's not compromise. So that means the other person is not willing to compromise. So now it's not 50-50. So, and then so I think the whole 50-50 thing too is like comes down to like financially and all of the things like back in the day, if the husband was working and paying all the bills, then the wife was taking care of the house. So then that kind of was like 50-50 because she's doing that's a job too, taking care of the kids, the
Mm-hmm.
house,
Hmm.
cooking, cleaning, and he's going out and working. And so, yeah, that's 50-50. And
Yeah.
so you know, so that's something that is like, I feel like with the 50-50 thing, I don't know. I feel like I guess 50-50 is I do agree with it to a certain degree, but it just depends because there's so many different variations of where it may not apply the 50-50.
I guess it's still a matter of perspective on what you take 50-50 to be. Because, like Aida is
Yeah.
saying, it's not that you're just putting 50% into the marriage, but just the idea of that you're both putting in equal amounts of effort, whether that be financial or not. Because there's just a list, of things that need to be done in a household, whether it's bills, being things need to be cleaned, things need to be fixed. And when you can sit back and kind of know that your mate or your spouse is going to like handle certain things, it makes it feel like we're a team. Like when something breaks, I know, yeah, my husband's going to take care of that. No problem. or if somebody, like, because I don't like calling companies, figuring stuff out, why this bill like this. That's his job, and he knows that's his job. He'll
Yeah.
call, he'll argue, he'll stay on the phone, he'll be on hold because I don't like doing that, and he'll do that. So as far as like things running, I guess, smoothly in your household, knowing that your spouse is going to take care of certain things, and I feel like he knows like there's certain things I'm going to take care of that he can sit back and not have to worry about. You agree, Keisha?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so the next one, so your spouse should be your best friend. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't really agree with that. I think we should be close, but like my best friend, because sometimes I'm gonna be talking about you, and and they go, I can't tell you if you're my best friend, like, because I need to go tell my friends.
I disagree, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Disagree
This is the one
too.
I disagree with.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Same.
disagree too, Keisha, or you disagree with me?
Yeah. I disagree that sorry, I agree that your husband should be your best friend. I was saying I disagree. Yeah.
With me, yeah. I don't think he needs
Yeah, I think your husband should be your best
friend.
friend because that's the person you spend most of your time. Well, most people spend most of their time with, and like you chose that person to marry them, so like obviously you should have things that you should enjoy spending time with each other. And I feel like when you have have your husband as your best friend or your spouse as your best friend, then you have a stronger relationship. You have things that you enjoy doing together, that you enjoy sharing with each other. And like with my husband, like I tell him everything. So like if I'm mad at him, I'll talk to him about why I'm mad at him and say it straight to his face. And like eventually we'll laugh it off and laugh about it and think it's funny. And I think that's like part of what makes a marriage strong is having that connection and that friendship bond because it makes you like being around that person.
Yes, I don't think because if it's your best friend that you don't enjoy hanging out with them or you don't enjoy spending time. I'm just talking about some of like more. Sometimes I feel like I need a more of a girl vibe on certain issues or certain subjects that I'm not going to get from my husband. And that's where my besties come in at, and I could like tell y'all about it. So that's not to say that I'd rather spend time with y'all than my husband because I don't think he should be my best friend. But even the other day, like he mentioned that he was like, "Yeah, your husband or your wife should be your best friend." I was just kind of like, "Okay." I just didn't say it. I just don't agree with that. I mean, I think it's nice if they are, but yeah.
Well, so your spouse or your mate is supposed to be the one person that we're supposed to feel like we can go to talk about any and everything. And so I think that takes that friendship to a whole nother level of like best friend, right? Because even though you have friends that you're extremely close with, there are certain things that maybe you're not comfortable still talking to your friends about. But you can actually talk about everything to your spouse and everyone. But so
right, you have that pillow talk, right?
yeah,
right.
and so I think it's like it's a safe space too. And then you're a little bit more comfortable also with your spouse telling them things that you don't like because if you don't communicate, you have to live with this person, you have to be around this person 24/7, so you're more likely to like tell this person straight up certain things that you probably wouldn't tell your friends because you don't really have to be around them all the time. So you may not like a little something that you see, like a little, they may do something that's like a pet peeve, but you don't have to tell them because it's not like you have to be around them all the time. But like with your husband, you could tell him like, why you chew like that? Like, why you smacking so hard? Which is actually what my husband tells me. So not the other way around. He be telling me like, girl, and then he be talking about your whole family smack loud. I'm like,
I know a lot of people have a pet peeve about that.
About smacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I generally don't like smacking, but when I met Darren and he was smacking. I actually liked it. Like he made the food sound good.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I'd be like, dang, like, can I get some of that? Making it sound like you just eat an apple and it just sounds like it's just
So
amazing.
delicious.
Yeah. I like
Like-
it too. I like when people
But I
make
typically
food
don't like
interesting.
it. But I when I first, I'm telling you, when I first was that me and we were dating, I was like, oh yeah, go on eat, smack something.
That's
Make
funny.
you have an appetite all of a sudden, right?
I know. Okay, so our last one. Love languages solve everything. Now I don't know about that one. I don't think it solves everything. I think it helps give you a perspective on what your mate is looking for or what they like, and it helps you to be able to maybe communicate in a certain way or give them the things that they need. But I definitely don't think it solves everything. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Definitely
No,
not.
I don't think. I think that statement's way too general. Like, it's not going to solve everything, but like you said, it can make communication easier, make people feel more appreciated if
Mhm.
your love language is being given to you. And I think it can make a happier relationship, but it's not going to solve everything.
Correct.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
you agree too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, we want to hear your perspectives. We want to hear what you have to say about these marriage advices, and maybe add some new ones in there, that some common ones that float around there that you like or don't really agree with. Until then, this is Just Between Us by the Chocolate Drops.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.